So many people make the mistake thinking that RSG is a very old-fashioned Afrikaans station tuned into like a Plaas Boer community. But that's possibly the biggest mistake they could make. We attract listeners from all over the country, various languages. I get people tuning into some of my shows and they can't understand half of it, but they enjoy the spirit in which we're doing it, and including some of the music and the heated discussions, the debates.
The highest LSM listenership is with RSG. No other radio station but RSG.
I think the reason our advertisers trust RSG is because they trust our listeners. They know that our listeners are influential, they know that our listeners are diverse, and they know that our listeners have money.
And what is interesting, over the past 6-7 years, RSG's lower LSM has moved to the middle LSM. So you can literally see how your audience, how through the programming, the content that we're giving, we empower our audience. They become economically active and they become middle and higher LSM.
RSG is such an influential brand in the Afrikaans community, and not just a specific section of the Afrikaans community, but the entire community, from Mitchell's Plain on the Cape Flats to Mpumalanga and areas of KZN. People are always tuning into the station because of the diverse offering. There's literally something for everyone.
One of the regular listeners to RSG is Dr. Danny Titus. He is the head of the cultural desk at the Arte Café.
Our relationship with the RSG radio station is one of the commonality of language, in particular the Afrikaans language.
What is very important, it's not a station for Afrikaans speaking people. It's a station for all who understand Afrikaans. So a lot of our audience are not Afrikaans speaking people, but they listen to RSG.
So whenever something big breaks, we know exactly who the expert is, whether it's an Afrikaans expert or an English expert or a Zulu expert. If it's the best in this country, our listeners know that they will find that person on our station making sense of whatever happened.
We speak English on RSG. We've got experts and guests who appear on our shows. They speak English.
With RSG, we find the wide range of that, and particularly when it comes to faiths, different faiths, whether it is Christian, whether it is Islam, and across cultures again, whether it is, we find, for example, African ministers preaching in Afrikaans, and those things are quite relevant, where people can find each other, can meet each other, and step out of their own comfort zones and meet each other within the language again. So that is where RSG certainly has a role to play, and where they are playing a very good role.
28% of the consumer spend in South Africa is from the Afrikaans market.
I think the medium of radio is very exciting, very creative. So RSG is a wonderful way to do a variety of things, from entertainment to educational. And from my side, we work with stories and storytelling.
We are creative. We can create anything that you want.
We've got like soaps, for instance, or the afternoon stories, but we're developing a sitcom at the moment. So to also bring in more comedy, sort of more entertainment, and then in the end it's a variety. So we've got from 12-13-minute soaps to full-hour radio plays, or even sometimes 2-hour radio plays.
People are really now not only listening to them, but people are really improving their skills in terms of writing them, in terms of acting them, in terms of producing them, and that is quite remarkable.
It's these kind of programs that keep us on that creative edge, and also the first on-air arts festival that we did last year. We won 2 awards with that. That was the Business Arts South Africa Award for Innovation. We also got nominated for increasing access to the arts, and then we won the Vlede Cup Theatre Award for our arts festival, also for innovation.
I make a point of being accessible via social media, the tweets, the Facebook stuff, the emails, to respond timelessly to our listeners, because that way the community kind of grows bigger and bigger. And at some point you start knowing these people. You start knowing that Erika in Bloemfontein tunes in at 6 o'clock, and that Madeleine in Hanover Park in Cape Town tunes in at 8 o'clock.
If we have people that are excited to go big and want to go to the moon, use radio, come to RSG, because we've done science fiction, we've done a tsunami on radio by just using sound. So we can be extremely creative with a small budget, with little money, and we can create massive worlds with audio.
So radio is a very immediate medium. People respond to some of the characters almost immediately. For example, when F&B did the Werner campaign, that was pretty huge with our listeners. I mean, whenever Werner was on, we got a couple of hundred SMSs of people commenting about Werner, you know. Some even suggesting little things Werner could do. So people take their brands pretty serious.
With the interaction, we focus very much on audience involvement and audience interaction in programming.
And then over 1.9 million people could possibly tune into your brand.
We have, say, 150,000 SMSs in one afternoon. That is huge for a specific competition. So the response that we get and what the response that we get when we have competitions from our audience is huge.
After an advert plays, I can guarantee you that there's somebody responding to our SMS line, tweeting us about this specific brand. And it's all market intelligence, you know. We know exactly what people think of a specific character used in an advertisement. We know what brands people like, what they don't like. And I haven't seen that sort of interaction with any other radio station other than RSG.